This student tried to fight his teacher, but he had no idea what was coming because the moment things got heated, a cop showed up and suplexed him to the ground.
Stick his ass, Jake. Get your ass one, bro.
I'm talking to your ass. That's who I'm talking to. Nah, you know me. You know me and you know I ain't for the games. Stop talking to me, Dayana. Call your daddy then. Tell your daddy come up here and talk to me then. You, stop talking to me. No, I'm telling you, stop talking to me. Tell your daddy to come talk to me. Tell your daddy to come talk to me. Nah, go dig him up and tell him to come talk to me.
Has morphed into some kind of weird combination of babysitting, customer service, and winning a popularity contest. And that means, by and large, teachers get very little respect. I notice this the most when dealing with students in the classroom. The truth is, from a student's perspective, listening to the teacher and following the directions is 100% optional, and teachers have little to no authority to enforce any kind of consequences. This means that many students automatically are coming into the classroom with an "I dare you to make me learn" attitude. And the thing is, a lot of times administration and even their parents support them. So you have students that are unprepared, unmotivated, and unengaged, and we are magically supposed to fix this for 28 to 35 students at a time. So teaching is no longer about providing a valuable education. Your new #1 role is motivating. And many times students aren't interested in learning because they already think they know everything. And the truth is that many students know that the responsibility for learning is no longer upon them, it's upon the teacher. Because as you've probably heard, everything is the teacher's fault. Because of these realities, teaching is no longer about long-term success, it's about instant gratification for everybody involved. And that really means that we're expected to be entertainers all the time. In many ways, teaching is like some kind of weird pyramid scheme where we're constantly being compared to this mythical 1 in a million teacher that may or may not exist. And this also means that so much of teaching is all about appearances and not about true, authentic student learning. And all of your worth and value as an educator is often tied into students' test scores. Now here's where things get really tricky. Students know that they pass no matter what, and they know that if they're not doing well, things will likely get blamed on the teacher. They know that there's very little that can be done about their bad behavior, and all of these realities lead to teachers becoming the target of a lot of bullying that many people don't talk about. And social media has changed the game in that regard. So we often look for help from other adults like administrators, parents, instructional coaches, just to find out that nobody is interested in supporting us or having our back. I was sad to find out that a lot of the people that were supposed to support teachers teachers who are only interested in covering themselves. So that leaves the teacher feeling very isolated and alone and helpless. And sadly, many times parents don't want to hear anything negative about their child, even if it's the truth, and even if the child is in serious need of help. I was also surprised about how much students lie and how much adults tend to believe students over their teachers. And students are very aware of many of these realities. Since teachers are the scapegoats, we know that we are constantly under the microscope, and we can even be lied about and have our whole career ruined over nothing. So teaching is also a high anxiety profession. As you can imagine, all of these realities makes it feel like the cards are completely stacked against us. And that leads to an enormous pressure to lie and cheat and keep up those appearances. Many teachers feel pressure to change grades, to lie at parent-teacher conferences and say that the students are doing great. We're pressured to pretend to implement silly curriculum initiatives and teaching strategies that don't make any sense. Again, it becomes this giant game.
I'm a former teacher, and here's the real reason why teachers are quitting and or not mentally well. I'm sure you're thinking parents and admin, and some even say the kids. And those are all part of it, but that's not the root. This is the root. The root is that teachers don't have control anymore. One of the big differences between a good teacher and a bad teacher is a good teacher has control of their classroom. Bad teacher, it's crazy, chaos. A good teacher feels like they have control, feels like they have everything going on, feels like everything's going well. But because of the current dynamics, there's a lot of teachers out there, great teachers who have been doing it for years, who now since COVID has slowly had their control stripped away by admin not allowing them to have free reign in their classroom, and parents that are no longer supportive and in most cases are combative to anything that they want to do. So the way I view it is teachers are in a straitjacket. Like imagine a teacher in a classroom with a straitjacket on. It's like, can somebody get me that? Get me that? No, not that. And when you feel that constant lack of control, the stress is outrageous. So these great, amazing teachers who literally have their hands tied behind their back are realizing that I don't have that control anymore like I used to. So these teachers are stressed out of their mind. But then comes step one. The only way to mentally do well in those situations is to lower expectations and accept it is what it is.
Excuse me, is everybody listening? Do you know how hard it is to do these slides?
Yeah, fine.
Sir, can you get off the phone? Put the phone away, please.
I don't know why you're
I'm telling you not to use mind graphs. You have a book for that.
using mind graphs to make me study materials and notes.
He's listening and all y'all on the phone?
When I
And
asked
she'll be your new professor. I'm out.
All right.
Have a good day.
I'm walking right out the door. I won't ever be back.
So guys, I need to talk to you about something serious. I need you to put the cup pause down for a second. Okay? No, it actually is not. Okay, my heart's beating really fast. How do I start this?
Please don't tell me something bad.
This year was my 5th year teaching and has definitely been the hardest year for me mentally. And I had been thinking about all year what to do for my mental health. Okay? And so I decided that this is my last year teaching. So I will not be back next year.
There's this viral trend right now on TikTok of educators who are announcing their resignation. Teaching is hard. Education is hard. Education post-pandemic is really hard. It requires a lot to be an educator for very little pay. As someone who's a former teacher and former principal, one of the issues that we've got to talk about, we have a very monolithic pathway to making more money. That if you're an educator and you want to make more money, the options are become a principal and then go become a superintendent. That's one way. But then there's so many other pathways to making more money while staying in education that we've created this narrative that in order to make more money, you got to work your way up the ladder, work your way up the ranks. And oftentimes you're dealing with more of the same issues that are creating tension and wanting to leave. What are the different career pays within education that also are paying market value in comparison to other sectors? Education consulting is one of those pathways.
Let me tell you why I quit being a teacher. Some of y'all are probably confused because you see I post a lot of subbing videos. No, y'all, I used to be a whole elementary school teacher. I taught 4th grade reading. I want to start off by saying it wasn't the kids at all. It also might just be the district I'm in, I don't know. But I feel like administration was a big one for me. Not all of the administration, just some people were, just messy and couldn't come to adults and talk to them. I also felt like I look young already, so I feel like adults felt like they just had more authority and could get me to do just any and everything. Just because I look young, which isn't fair at all. Also, micromanagement, just being in the classroom, being a first-year teacher, I get that, you're going to have people coming in, checking on you and whatnot. That's fine, but when it gets to the points where I know you're coming in there and you're constantly just watching me while I'm teaching the kids, I don't like that. Also, a lot of the behavior issues. For my kids that wanted to be there and wanted to listen and learn, I'm there. I'm also there for my kids that aren't so much on that side, that kind of want to, act out and whatnot, need a little bit more attention. Just know, overall, it's hard to teach a class with a lot of a lot of behavior problems. Even if it's 1 or 2 kids, that can literally change the whole classroom to where they're getting everyone off task and then you can't teach. And the fact that administration comes in and they'll get them and they'll take them out and they'll send them back with candy and all types of things where I'm just like, okay, it just defeats the purpose because they're thinking, oh, I'm good, this is going to happen every time. Also, how the schedule was, you're supposed to, mind you, it's a whole classroom with like 18 to 20 children at that. They don't have a long attention span, and you have to teach them these mini lessons within 15 minutes of each other. Like, I wish I could show y'all how the schedule is. Everything is timed out. Reading, writing, pop, everything. It's just not enough hours in the day. And I feel like without having that help, I feel like I honestly just didn't have enough help. And I know what you're thinking, why don't you just ask for help? And I did. I would ask for help. It just gets to a point to where I'm not going to keep asking help to certain people that want to catch attitudes or get irritated if, they just showed me how to do something a couple weeks, prior, and I don't know, or I forget because it's 30,000 other things that are thrown on my plate. Another thing with teaching is it's always something, and y'all, I was a long-term sub. I consider myself I say I'm a teacher though because I did everything a teacher does, and I don't get paid like a teacher. They wanted me to come in and, in a sense, just know everything. It's like, I didn't know anything, y'all. I knew nothing. I didn't know how to put no grades in, nothing. And there are a lot of other things I feel like that go into this video, but I'm not trying to make it super duper long. It just got to the point where I felt like I didn't have enough help. I was getting very stressed. I would have to go home, do slides, my lesson plans every night. It was just like, go to work all day. You have to stay after for meetings or whatever you had to do, and then you leave, go home. I would go to the gym. As soon as I'm done working out, I would be tired because y'all not understanding. Standing in elementary school is different from high school and middle school. You are up with them kids talking 24/7. I was standing on my feet all day. You have to walk and they have to take a bathroom break. You have to take them to PE. You have to take them to recess. You're taking them every day. You have to pull small groups and get up. You're doing so much movement. Y'all, teachers probably have so many steps on their watches.
I've been a teacher for about 4 to 5 years, and I've literally worked at least 4 schools, and here's why. Because it's miserable. Here are the top few things that make teaching literally miserable. Number 1 is the administrators. It's not the children, it's literally the administrators. Because I believe that when they leave like a teaching position and go a little bit higher up, they get like this, go on a power trip where they don't know how to talk to teachers like adults. I think they're very, very disrespectful. And this is not every single administrator, but most are.
Let's talk about the question that everyone's been asking me, and it's why I'm leaving teaching. I'm gonna kind of keep this video a little more general, and I'll go into further details in another one. Teaching lifestyle does not match my lifestyle, or at least the lifestyle that I want. Teaching is not your average 9 to 5 job. You don't just get there, work, pack up, go home. This is kind of what my day would look like. I would wake up at 5 in the morning, get to work by 7, go through my entire school day, but then have to plan after school, and like, this is on me, but I would film. So by the time my work day is done, I would probably get home around the time that somebody who works at 9 to 5 would get home. On top of teaching, I was also taking classes to get my official like teaching certification. So that was more work on top of my work day. Then I would eat dinner and honestly get ready for bed and get ready to repeat the next day. I would always tell myself I was gonna go work out after work. No, honestly rarely happened because I was just so drained by the end of the day that just wouldn't want to work out. I just was not in the mindset to go have a good workout. Question that my friends would kind of always ask me is, as a teacher, does it actually like seem like you get up every day and give a presentation? And honestly, I would tell them, yes, you are literally getting up there and presenting every single day in a high school setting like I was. for 5 periods of the day. But where I'm going with that is you definitely have to put on a face like in front of your students. I'm not saying you have to be fake, but you know, there'd be days where I'm having, you know, maybe a rough day. I'm trying not to show it at work. It is hard to get up in front of a class and be able to put the joyous smile on my face and give a lesson, present an activity. It's hard. This school year as well, I definitely realized like how bound to the school schedule I felt. Everyone kind of always talks about, oh my gosh, the breaks are so nice though. You get the breaks, you get the, yes, the breaks were nice, but I feel like I would be literally going through the school year just anticipating and like counting down till the break. I don't know, I just like didn't like that. Also too, if you think about it, during the breaks, that is when things are literally the most expensive. Like I remember planning a break for spring break and I was like, oh my gosh, it would have been so much cheaper if we went the week before, but I was working. So I feel like a lot happened this year too, that I had to definitely take some mental days. I just felt almost guilty taking days off, like especially for like mental health days, which is just ironic because it's supposed to be like a mental health day. Like literally on these mental health days, I feel like I would be, honestly, it'd be a whole nother level of stress, just like stressing about my classes and making sure everything is going okay. So felt guilty, you know, leaving my team for the day and just, I don't know, I'm just very much a people pleaser. Another thing that never really honestly happened to me until I became a teacher, anxiety attacks. I honestly never got anxiety attacks, like even in college, high school, like never got them until I became a teacher. I literally would stress myself out so much to the point I would just like start crying. I would just isolate myself. Like all of this just kind of ties into what I was saying about having to really put up a front to students, your coworkers, like everything. It is such a vulnerable job that I feel like I just like didn't have space to just process everything for myself.
I am a first-year high school English teacher. This is definitely going to be my first and last year teaching. I was made very quickly aware of the fact that this is not the profession for me. It is absolutely astonishing and scary how your kids are 14, 15 years old and still do not have the proper reading skills. And I'm not talking about the ESC kids, the 504s, the IEP kids. I'm talking about your everyday regular Joe Schmo from Kokomo kid who does not know how to read and write at the level that they should. And the problem is that they don't care to learn how to do those things correctly. I can't teach the class because your kid wants to be a disruption, because your kid wants to be on their phone, because your kid does not give a flying about their education. The problem really, I mean, yes, the problem is your kid. The problem is also you as a parent, but the problem is also the administration who continuously makes these stupid excuses for these kids' bad behavior. Why in the world are you still talking about COVID? Every time these kids act up, it's always, well, they spent 2 years in COVID. So did everybody else. That was 2 years ago. At what point are we gonna stop blaming COVID for these kids' bad behavior? At what point are we gonna stop making these excuses for these kids? They are the problem. When you are stopping your teacher from being able to teach the entire class because you don't wanna follow directions, that is a you problem. And the thing is, the teacher will always get blamed. Every single time. It's always the teacher's fault. The teacher can't manage their classroom well. The teacher doesn't have the patience. The teacher this, the teacher that. When are you going to start holding your kids accountable for their bad behavior? This is why all these teachers are leaving, because they're tired of getting blamed for your kids' wrongdoing, for your lacking as a parent, for your lacking as an administration. My job as a teacher, it should just be to teach my curriculum. My job as a teacher should not be to be the therapist, to be the nurse, to be the parent, to be the, I don't get paid enough for that. Like when teachers talk about the problem with pay, that's what they're talking about, because you're requiring all of us to do all the work of like 4 different careers, but only paying us for one. The districts are all afraid of the parents complaining. The administration is afraid of the parents complaining. The parents are afraid of the kids who don't want to do their job. And who's left to pick up the pieces? The educators, the teachers. Because if these kids fail, y'all are gonna make it seem like, well, the teacher wasn't doing their job. It's the teacher's fault. No, it's your kid who came to my class, sat there, twiddled on his phone. She wanted to sit here and talk to this girl, do everything but what they're supposed to be asked. And I cannot get them to do their work because they don't care. And they know you're gonna make excuses for them And that's why they continue to do the same things that they do. When these kids get sent to ISS, for whatever the case may be, you know what happens? Nothing. They just sit there on their phone or sit there on their laptop and do nothing. It's essentially free time for them. What are they learning from that? Sure, they might miss out on an assignment, but then here their parents come talking about what can my child do to make up their grades? How about stop getting suspended? How about when I'm teaching a lesson, close your mouth? How about when I tell you to do something, instead of rolling your eyes and having a nasty attitude about it, you just do it. Put the discipline back into the schools. I'm not saying bring back the paddle, bring back the actual disciplinary actions, because these kids are not learning a thing.